The Knicks are making a surprising roster move. That move involves their rookie, Pacome Dadiet. We also have some updates from Tom Thibodeau, who has openly denied that the Knicks have any defensive issues against switch-heavy teams. We're going to break down all of these latest reports and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks make a surprising roster move. Tom Thibodeau denies defensive issues. The roster move that the Knicks made was moving Pacome Dadiet to the G League. Now, once I read that, it was a little bit surprising. But after receiving the following update from James L. Edwards of The Athletic, I kind of understood the move. Let's break down these latest reports about our rookie, Pacome Dadiet. Shout out to Knicks PR on the app X for giving us the following information. According to them, the New York Knicks have assigned rookie Pacome Dadiet to the Westchester Knicks. Now, right after this was announced, NBA insider with The Athletic, James L. Edwards, gave us the following update. According to him, reminder that this doesn't mean he can't be back with the Knicks as soon as Monday. Westchester plays on Sunday in Delaware at 3 p.m., so the team might just be wanting to get him some more game reps in a top open G League season. If he's not going to get any run from the Knicks off the bench, if he's not going to be utilized, if he's not going to have an impact, then I have no problem with Pacome going to the G League, getting some reps there, getting some shots there, and working on his game. Because as a rookie, you need to get those reps in. You need to get that practice in. You need to get as close to game ready as possible. And the only way you can do that is by playing against other NBA level talent. Now in the G League, you're not going to find a lot of that. But what you will find are hungry and ready players that want to make an NBA roster. And those type of players have nothing to lose. They'll do just about anything to make any NBA roster. And sometimes going up against players like that can be better for your development. So I have no problem with Pacome going down to the G League, getting some more reps in, and developing, because that's the key for him right now. He is a rookie after all. He is very young still. Him developing the right way is extremely important. However, when you look at the Knicks roster and you look at everything the Knicks are going through right now with injuries, it doesn't make sense why Pacome doesn't get at least 10 to maybe even 15 minutes off the bench for us. We need more players off the bench that can score, that can defend. And Pacome, he can defend really well right now, and he's only a rookie. And in terms of shooting that three ball, he can shoot it extremely well. A lot of times when he's on the floor with Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns, he is open in the corner. And if he's open, he's making that shot. I still do not understand why he's not getting consistent minutes with this rotation, given all the injuries that we have. Given the fact that we're playing our starters too many minutes, we need to be able to rest them, especially Mikal and OG Anunoby. And if you're putting the rookie in for one of those guys, they're able to rest. So I don't understand why Tom Thibodeau is not doing that. I can only hope and pray that at some point in time during this season, Pacome will be used regularly and will be able to see that impact that he has on the floor. Because I think as a rookie, if utilized properly, he might have a defensive jump that nobody expected. And if he can become that two-way player in the future that we need, he is absolutely going to have a major impact on this team. But defense is the major concern right now with New York. Because if you look at this team and you look at the way we play defense, interior defense, transition defense, perimeter defense, every way we play D, it's bad right now. We're near the bottom of the league. Defense is a problem. Unless you're asking Tom Thibodeau. Because when Tom Thibodeau was asked about the Knicks and the defensive issues that they have against switch-heavy teams, he actually denied it and said they don't have an issue with that. Even though a couple of days ago, we covered the fact that Josh Hart openly called out the Knicks defense for that same issue. The fact that switch-heavy teams on defense get the better of them because they hunt mismatches and they watch the offensive player in the paint try to do something rather than move themselves or move the ball. Let's see exactly what Tom Thibodeau had to say in the following interview that he did with Steph Bondy of the New York Post. According to Bondy, even after consecutive games in which his offense struggled against a full switching defense, And also, following a lengthy acknowledgement from Josh Hart that the Knicks aren't properly handling that defensive strategy, Tom Thibodeau pushed back at the idea that it's a concern. The numbers tell you how good we are on offense. Points per possession, we're number 1 in the league. Thibodeau added that the low production in Friday's win over the Hornets was also a product of fatigue. Fatigue. Look at the record book regarding Tom Thibodeau and how he speaks about his team. I never once ever heard him use the word fatigue in terms of why we looked the way we did over a win against the Charlotte Hornets. But I guess it's the first time for everything. Let's continue here. According to Thibs, the switching isn't anything new. Every team that we've played has switched. Most teams are switching 1 through 4. If you have the size at the point, you are switching 1 through 4. Some teams are going to switch 1 through 5. So we've seen it all year. That's why I say the body of work says what you are. The numbers say what you are. But the eye test also says what you are, because the numbers are one thing, but the eye test is a completely other thing as well too. And sometimes the numbers and the eye test will back each other up. You can look at the defense this year. Look at the defense last year. It's different. Are we a better offensive team this year than we were last year? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. There's no question. There's no argument. We are a way better offensive team this year than we were last year. But defensively, we are nowhere close to the team that we were last year. If anything, we're miles worse. Not only do we not play defense, but we don't even play interior defense, which is something that we used to do at a high level last year. That was because of personnel. We had Ihart. We had Mitchell Robinson. We had Precious Achiuwa. This year, we have none of those guys. We have only Jericho Sims and Karl Anthony Towns playing center. Other than that, we don't really have anybody else. And if you want to mention Ariel Hukporti, you can mention him, but look at the body of work, quote unquote, to Tom Thibodeau that we've seen over the last almost 20 games. How many games has he played? Not enough to call him a significant piece for this team because he's not being utilized that way. He's not having the impact that way because Tom Thibodeau is not utilizing those players. What he's doing, in my opinion, is waiting for the players he trusts to come back. Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, Landry Shamet. By the way, all of those guys will help the Knicks' defensive intensity, will help the Knicks become a better defensive team. But it's not magic. It's not going to work overnight. Chemistry still needs to be there. And if we're openly denying that switch defenses cause us problems, we're already starting off on the wrong foot here. If we look at the Hawks game, we look at the Houston game, we look at the Dallas game, we look at the Hornets game, all of those games have a common theme. The teams switch on defense. And when that happens, it causes problems for New York. We become disruptive. We hunt the mismatch. Then we wait and watch and see what the offensive player on our team is going to do with the ball. Instead of moving ourselves, moving the ball, which is exactly how we win. We don't win by isolation offense. We win by a free-flowing offense where the ball is moving. Everybody's touching the ball and everybody's aggressive. Because when everybody's aggressive, nobody on the other team knows what the Knicks are going to do. They become unpredictable, the defense scrambles, and that's how the Knicks score. That's how they get easy buckets, and that's our game plan. At least right now, we cannot compete with other teams defensively. We've seen that. The only way we win right now is by offense. That's not okay. We need to change that, especially when our head coach is Tom Thibodeau, a defensive-minded coach. The defense that we've been seeing is unacceptable. It needs to change, and it needs to get better. The only good news we have is reinforcements are coming. Shamet coming back soon. Achiuwa likely only a few days away before he returns. And Mitchell Robinson, I'll see you in January. But we're close to January as well. That means the players that we need back are going to be making a return and trying to help us win in this Eastern Conference. We're going to need that defense because without defense, especially in this league, we're not winning anything. So I don't agree with Tom Thibodeau at all. I heavily disagree with him. We have a problem with defense. Switch-heavy defenses cause us so many issues. And if we don't acknowledge that and fix that, we're going to continue to have those issues. But what about you guys? What do you think about the following reports indicating that the Knicks have assigned Pacome Dadiet to the Westchester Knicks? What about Tom Thibodeau and his open denial about the Knicks having issues with switch-heavy defenses. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.